Welcome, fellow graduates, teachers, family, and friends. My name is Olivia Ahern, and I am the president of the class of 2020. Thank you for joining us today to celebrate our commencement. I am beyond honored to be speaking on behalf of my classmates. I would like to begin by recognizing Jared Kearns. As his classmates and friends, we offer our sincere condolences to his family. He is an important member of our class, and he will forever be with us. Additionally, my sympathy goes out to my classmates who have lost a relative or a friend. Although they are not here physically, they will forever be held in our hearts and share in our moment, our graduation. Our class has experienced and overcome several challenges. From entering this world around the time of 9/11 to graduating high school during the coronavirus pandemic, we have collectively been through tribulations. Our senior year did not end as intended, but we made the most out of our time attending Mifflin County, even if our fourth marking period truly did not count. The obstacles our class encountered created this beautiful, intellectual, creative group of people. We have our individual stories, but we also have our collective story, one that is inarguably unique. Graduating under these circumstances is not a setback. It is simply a tiny speed bump. Throughout our road trip of life, we will encounter cracks and bumps in the road, but smooth pavement always follows shortly after. This challenge has only taught us how to navigate our respective vehicles through the most difficult terrain. Every person in my class has had an impact during our time at MCHS, and I could not be more thankful to be your class president. We will never forget our achievements. We established a partnership with the 4 Diamonds Fund to aid in cancer research. We hosted the first annual Sadie Hawkins Dance. We generated positive vibes. Our band was the 2018 Atlantic Coast Champions, and we have graduates who made history at the Babe Ruth World Series. These philanthropic, social, musical, and athletic accomplishments extend beyond academic classrooms, beyond traditional learning, and beyond what some think high school is about. These will undoubtedly be some of our fondest memories. I would like to thank my family, friends, teachers, and classmates for making my childhood and high school career unforgettably incredible. I will wholeheartedly miss all of you. However, as this chapter comes to a close, a new one begins. Whether you have decided to take a gap year, enter the military, yearn to start a family, or become a teacher, physician, businessman, pilot, athlete, engineer, pharmacist, or pursue any of the other millions of careers, you can do it. Follow your dreams and do not let anyone or anything prevent you from doing so. The class of 2020 is filled with so much potential, and I am eager to see what the future holds for us. As Dr. Seuss writes, you're off to great places. Today is your day. Your mountain is waiting, so get on your way. Happy graduation, my friends.
Hello, fellow graduates of 2020. I'm Lorelei Blos, and your honor grad. Those of you who already know me know there are some Taylor Swift references in this speech. I took a long time on figuring out what I wanted to say in this speech, and I still haven't found the right words. I've got 100 thrown out speeches I almost said to you, and I assure you this one is no different. All throughout high school, I look forward to the day I got to make this speech. I wasted away minutes dreaming of the recognition that I might receive for writing the next ballad of the Mona Lisa. I missed out on valuable math lessons, daydreaming of a purple gown cloaking me in glory. I missed out on the rhythm of dances due to an internal hunger to graduate. Memories with friends disposed in a time-frenzied chase of victory. Countless nights thrown out to relentless studying. A river of tears spilled over a 4-minute time span of nothing more than an arbitrary ramble. I lost a lot to gain nothing in its place, simply because I traded the present for the future. Graduates, I ask for one thing for you to take away from all of this. We get caught up in ideas or false headlines that we think we want. We battle for titles that have no weight to them. We are constantly looking to the future and never stop to embrace the journey itself. A wise man once said, yesterday is history, tomorrow is a mystery, and today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. That man is Master Oogway from Kung Fu Panda. As we move forward, we should think of the present and let our steps lead us to whatever path they decide is best for us. Stop worrying about the future and whatever it may hold. Do your best to live in the now and appreciate what life has already granted you. The present is a beautiful thing that we often take for granted. Let us not waste it away with worries of imaginary problems and troubles that have yet to come. Take in the friends, family, nature, and wonderful memories already at your doorstep. Life presents you with treasures if you stop to look for them. I believe it is now the time in the speech where I say thank you, as it is important to me that I do so. I would not have gotten here without the help of some wonderful people. I have quite the crazy family, including an uncle that fed me more hush puppies than the average person should eat, and another uncle who is my best friend through most of my childhood. I have a great aunt and uncle who helped me keep my Civil War passion alive. They literally traveled over 200 miles so I could see a dead man's arm. I have a soldier for a sister and a crazy Aunt Carol, who have all come together to accompany me on my journey, so thank you. I also have some amazing friends to thank, including my best friend who ate a lot of Taco Bell with me. Finally, the district isn't perfect, but it does include some near-perfect teachers. Mr. Himes, you helped me love history and guided me to explore my own battlefields. You believed in me for years. Thank you. Mr. Carter, you made me realize that I could pursue history and I did not have to walk in the shadows of my dreams. You taught me that I was enough. Thank you. Miss Williams, you gave me the best senior year and instilled in me the admiration of literature. There is one more teacher I need to thank, but first I need to tell a joke. So a guy is going down the highway, and he has a truck full of ducks. The cop sees this and he asks him, "What are you doing with all of these ducks?" The man says, "Well, I found them on the side of the road, and I was going to take them to the zoo." The officer says, "All right," and points out the direction of the zoo. The next day, the cop sees the guy with the truck bed full of ducks again, but this time they're wearing sunglasses. He stops the man and asks, "What are you doing with all these ducks? I thought you took them to the zoo." The man says, "I did, but today they want to go to the beach." Pappy Rhodes loved to tell this joke and many more. I loved his class and his spirit. He once told me I was Mifflin County's very own Civil War historian, and that was one of the best compliments I've ever received. Pappy Rhodes, thank you for believing me and making me laugh at every possible moment. If I become half the person these people are, then I've made it. Thank you. I now know that is one of the only things I need to say. Thank you, friends, classmates, families, guardians, teachers, and all of those who helped our high school experience become one to cherish. I had the time of my life fighting dragons with you.
Hello, my name is Julia Montgomery, and I am the salutatorian of the Mifflin County High School Class of 2020. I would like to begin by taking everyone through a self-examination. Think back to a time when another person's accomplishment surpassed yours. The context of the situation, nor the magnitude of the accomplishment matters. Were you happy for them? If not, what excuses did you put forth to justify your disapproval? Maybe they had a poor work ethic. Maybe they were given the advantage. Or maybe they were not deserving. Although the subject of these justifications appears to be the individual, I would argue that they are actually you. Allow me to explain. If they had a poor work ethic, don't you believe yours was better? If they were given the advantage, don't you believe you were given the disadvantage? If they were not deserving, don't you believe you were more deserving? Were the previous statements to be spoken in your head, you would be replaced with I. I was better, I was given the disadvantage, I was more deserving. It is this simple trick our mind performs that influences the subject of these statements to revolve back to ourselves. The switch is so natural that we don't often notice. We ignore when our minds disguise subconscious thoughts relating to the words I, me, or my by allowing our conscious thoughts to focus on the other person. Allow me to support my idea with another example. When you help someone, do you ever think, what's in it for me? This simple 5-word question can instantly turn your selfless act into a selfish one, and yet so many of us are guilty of thinking it.
Sometimes it's even the driving force that motivates a person. This mentality is what fosters superficial kindness, which may be as bad, if not worse, than not helping at all. I say this because doing favors for people and expecting those favors to be returned leads to feelings of entitlement, resentment, and indignation. Serving others for the sole purpose of looking good cannot fill our hearts with joy or peace or satisfaction. We should do for others because we genuinely want to make someone's day better, not because we want to make ourselves look better. Saint Teresa of Calcutta, also known as Mother Teresa, offered these words of advice: "You have never really lived until you have done something for someone who can never repay you." It is difficult to help someone without desiring something in return, especially if helping them is at our expense. But this desire defeats the meaning of serving others. When we are self-reflecting, the important question to ask is, why are we doing for others? The people we help benefit no matter our motive, but we ourselves can gain only through a truly selfless act. If you have not connected to any of the ideas I've brought forth thus far, perhaps you can think of a time you concentrated on yourself during quarantine. I know I can. As a senior, I looked forward to the many end-of-year celebrations, award ceremonies, assemblies, my dance recital solo, and graduation. I looked to these final festivities as motivation for when I stayed up late studying, or pushed through a tough sports practice, or went to dance after pushing through a tough sports practice. When these celebrations were taken away, I experienced a great sense of loss. I dwelled on my bitterness, thinking, why did this have to happen to me? Why did this have to happen to us? I allowed my disappointment at this situation to fuel my selfishness. I focused on only my losses, not those of my fellow classmates, friends, or family, let alone those of the world at large. Through a recent self-reflection, I discovered what bothered me so much. What bothered me was the loss of cheers and claps to celebrate my accomplishments. It was the loss of recognition. Upon figuring out what bothered me, I reminded myself why I chose my pathways. I wanted to enjoy and to grow from them. I reminded myself that it is okay for us to feel disappointment, but we cannot allow it to consume us. Although I'm still struggling to accept the outcome of the class of 2020's year, I'm constantly reminding myself that I'm not the only one. This is something we all need to do. We need to think of others. We are not the only ones experiencing loss and disappointment in what is for us an unprecedented time. Selfishness is a fatal flaw of human nature. It's a fatal flaw of all of us. Each person struggles with their own battle against selfishness, even the most selfless person. Everything I have called attention to today has been surrounded by this seemingly natural and visible destructor of humanity, a seemingly unending cause for self-improvement. But sometimes, the most important battles we fight in life are those that we cannot see, and we can never stop fighting them. When we stop fighting, that is when we will lose the battle. If you cannot fight for yourself, fight for others. Replace your pride with humility. Replace your greed with generosity. Replace your ignorance with understanding. Replace your hate with love. Replace me with we. We are still part of the equation, but by making ourselves part of the equation, we are able to be part of the solution. We have the power to impact the lives around us. We have the potential to spread love and happiness. Television personality Fred Rogers once said, "When I was a boy and I would see scary things in the news, my mother would say to me, 'Look for the helpers. You will always find people who are helping.' Let us all be those helpers. Let us all take part in the battle for humanity. And let us never stop fighting the good fight, the just fight, the necessary fight. For in that fight, we will ultimately find peace. And amid chaos, peace is a beautiful thing."
Greetings, Mifflin County High School, class of 2020, families, fellow students, faculty, and friends. I am Hannah Bonson, the valedictorian of Mifflin County High School, class of 2020, and I am honored to be in front of you today to share in this special moment. Though this was not the commencement we all had in mind at the beginning of the school year, incredible memories will still be made through this moment. The events leading up to this moment have given us opportunities to learn, to grow, and to flourish, especially through all of our efforts in school in the past years. Although it may have been a difficult journey and our lives do not play out in the way we planned, we need to look at everything as a growing experience. In this time of coronavirus, I have learned 3 main lessons that I would like to share with you. Firstly, life is unpredictable, so embrace every single moment of it. This tells us that we need to constantly make every moment count and embrace every day. The second lesson is that our plans do not always work out in the way we imagined. We need to remember that plans can change, often for the better. Learning to be flexible can be extremely valuable to your everyday life. The third is that an unexpected change can become a grand learning experience. Take these uncertain times as an opportunity to attain new skills or try something you've always wanted to do. Whether it be figuring out how to play an instrument, developing new skills such as cooking, painting, or even writing, reading a new book series, or trying out a different sport. Whatever it may be, mastering something new could play a vital role in the rest of our lives. What this boils down to is, even in uncertain times, learning never stops. And this can lead into something amazing. We may not know what tomorrow may bring, but we do know that we don't know everything. Knowing we have more to learn allows us to continually improve ourselves and strive for success. No matter how much we mature, nor how much we change, we will always be students. Students that desire to try something new, learn more facts, and gain more wisdom through experiences. Albert Einstein once said, "Wisdom is not a product of schooling, but of a lifelong attempt to acquire it." Throughout this pandemic, we learned that we can receive new knowledge, not just in school, but at home. Not just from a teacher, but from a parent, a guardian, a friend, a coworker, or a role model. This quarantine allows us to continue to add new chapters to the story that is our lives. When I would attend swim practice day after day, I would tell myself to improve at least one thing every practice. Even on the days I was not feeling well, I still tried to make every lap count. However, I found it easy to get in a groove, turn my brain off, and stop thinking about what I was doing. I'm sure many of you can relate. Whether it be sports, school, hobbies, or work, it can be easy to stop paying attention. I realized once I stopped thinking, I stopped learning, and I stopped progressing. I later learned that improvement ends where ignorance begins. Many of us are so focused on the destination that we don't think about the journey. The journey is where stories are born, and we all learn that every story has a moral. That moral is crucial to improvement and success in the future. Our stories are driven by the lessons learned within them. We will have stories to share for the rest of our lives, and to ensure they are the best stories, keep trying something new. Though these stories may be different than we expected, that is what makes life interesting. Learning from mistakes, striving for improvement, and continually growing will make one successful in life. However, we must figure this out firsthand to succeed. This quarantine has given us all a time to add to our stories and to grow on our own without a teacher or classmates always by our side. For the majority of our lives, we have attended school, studied the curriculum, and now graduated. Now it is time to rewrite the next book in the series. As we all head our separate ways, we must continue to learn new skills as we travel the ultimate journey that is our lives. Learning is one of the best gifts of life because it allows us to improve ourselves. If we learn something new every day, doesn't that mean that at the end of every day, we are better versions of ourselves? We have all gained the tools required to succeed in life. Now the question is, how are we going to use them? Some words of wisdom for you, class of 2020, are carpe diem, which is Latin for seize the day, and never stop learning. Thank you all, good luck, and congratulations.
Good evening. On behalf of the faculty and staff, the administration, and the Board of Education, I would like to welcome parents, relatives, and past graduates to the commencement ceremony for the class of 2020. I hope you enjoy tonight's program. I would like to take this opportunity to tell you about the tentative plans for the members of the class of 2020. 42% of the class are planning on attending four-year colleges or universities. These students will be attending dozens of different schools across the country. 13% of the class is planning on attending either two-year colleges or technical schools. They too will be attending schools in many, many different parts of this country. 36% of the class are or will be becoming part of the workforce. We wish them very well in their pursuit of gainful employment. And finally, 7% of the class are planning on entering a branch of military service. We salute these 19 students for volunteering to serve their country. Hunter Bowersox, Army. Andrew Brown, Navy. Trey Jackson, U.S. Air Force. Liam Lane, Army. Isaiah Marker, Marines. Jacob Maddie, Marines. Brennan McCann, PA Army, National Guard. Brittany McMahon, Navy. Andrew Park, Navy. Braden Powell, PA Army, National Guard. Bryce Ramsey, Army. Christopher Sheets, U.S. Air Force. Jared Shelley, U.S. Air Force. Nathan Smith, Marines. Kelley Smith, Army. Takira Steinley, U.S. Air Force. Gavin Taylor, Navy. Tanner Weaver, PA Army, National Guard. And Hope Weaver, U.S. Air Force. We certainly applaud these brave young men and young women as they seek to serve their country after high school in a branch of the military. We thank you. Overall, the class of 2020 has certainly made their mark on Mifflin County High School, and we wish each and every one of you the very best in all your future endeavors. This class has claimed academic, musical, and athletic honors. They have contributed much to our community and are now a proud addition to our Husky alumni. I, as the principal, feel honored to have had this opportunity to participate in their lives and school activities. I am certain as they open a new chapter in their life, they will find success and they will find life to be fulfilling. I encourage each and every one of them to challenge themselves and to make education a lifelong commitment. Thank you. And now, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure as principal of Mifflin County High School to certify that these students I am about to present have successfully completed the educational requirements of the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Board of Education of the Mifflin County School District. Therefore, by the authority given to me by the Pennsylvania Department of Education and the Board of Education of the Mifflin County School District, I present these students, the class of 2020, to you for their diplomas. Hannah Bonson. Julia Montgomery. Lorelei Blose. Olivia Ahern, Gavin Naus, Mackenzie DeArment, Owen Damicantonio, Ethan Andrews, Colby Node, Naomi Diehl, Hannah Shank, Tamia Sweigart, Mikayla Pecht, Jenna Walters, Gabrielle Henry, Jonas Aultz, Shelby Minium, Julie Gutshaw, Giana Leiva, Lane Steinley, Kiana Sechler, Alexis Kerstetter, Brandon Fisher, Draven Ciccolini, Mason Sweeney, Grace Kaufman, Laura Hurlbert, Zackary Snyder, Kaitlyn Glick, Chloe Fitzgerald, Elizabeth Stewart, Mason Loudermilk, Morgan Weston, Erica Fisher, Mason Shoemaker, Bryan Chilson, Courtney Rhodes, Allee Snook, Parcer Eckley, Maddie Renninger, Sebastian Hernandez-Martinez, Whitney Harshbarger, Garret Diven, Sara Weber, Eli Hannon, Kelley Smith, Olivia Cook, Shaelynn Fisher, Alaina Ward, Adam Sheets, Hailey Kerstetter, Riley Cullen, Jacob Krebs, Hailey Murray, Colton Stam, Kylie Rischel, Ethan Foltz, Kylie Rank, Derek Burke, Casey Lakey, Taylor Miller, Madison Bowmaster, Allison Besch, Daniel Kokendorfer, Samantha Lilly, Zackary Bickhart, Alexis Dobson, Morgan Eichhorn, Madison Shawver, Abby Burke, Tyler Caldwell, Grace Van Skyver, John Aubrick, Zoe Albright, Bronson Smith Price, Kelsey Bowersox, Grant Shawver, Christopher Sheets, Sarah Bernstein, Alana Schaefer, Skylar Bumgardner, Kyle Boyer, Ari Hoy, Robert Howitt, Francesca Zanino, Colton Bishop, Madison Sunderland, Cy Fisher, Tanya Allen, Casey Allen Peters, Mason Alvarez, Alayla Agnew, Jonley Arcee, Orlanis Arias Colon, Chase Armstrong, Brittany Arnold, Gianna Miller, Drew Barger, Madison Bumgardner, Alexander Beam, Jamin Beckwith, Charles Beers, Bruno Bellotti, Thomas Bender IV, Ray Benner, Seth Benson, Ryan Bishop, Evan Bollinger, Hunter Bowersock, Jasmine Bowmaster, Cade Bratton, Robert Bright, Donald Britton, Tanner Brott, Andrew Brown, Destiny Brown, Colton Bulick, Rusty Burke, Cassidy Byler, Olivia Byler, Chase Cameron, Star Campbell, Cody Carlson, Alexis Carolus, Kaitlyn Carolus, Cameron Carson, Cody Carter, Reese Carter, Paige Kavanaugh, Adam Chaddock, James Chance, Madeline Chilcote, Brandon Clark, Faith Clark, Adam Clemson, Madison Collier, Jonathan Concepcion Santana, Austin Cornelius, Marissa Kudre, Nicholas Courtney, Colton Crane, Chloe Crawford, Nicholas Crownover, Hayden Crum, Abby Davis, Blaine Davis, Shane DeArment, Blaine Dixon, Jade Dixon, Riley Dillon, Haley Dillery, Drew Diven, Wyatt Dobbs, Gage Dobson, Destiny Dobler, Landon Druckenmiller, Charles Duncan III, Ethan Eichhorn, Carlos Emiliano Echevarria, Wyatt Erb, Tyler Ertley, Kelly Ferguson, Angel Fernandez, Hudson First, Andrew Fisher, James Fisher IV, Jade Foose, Zoe Forshee, Kaylin Fortson Leister, Savannah Faust, William Friedline, Madeline Fulmer, Gage Foltz, Annette Funk, Sean Gardner Jr., Wesley Gates, Zion Gearhart, Cameron Geisinger, Wyatt Gill, Anna Guggens, Zachary Goff, Morgan Gruber, Krista Hagen, Tristan Hegemeyer, Karen Haynes, Nicholas Haynes, Alex Hale, Emmeline Hancock, Christopher Heckendorn, Allison Heider, Aiden Hendricks, Caleb Henry, Rodney Henry III, Alicia Hetrick, Clayton Hetrick, Alize Hildebrand, Tristan Heilman, Zane Hawker, Alex Osterman, Morgan Houtz, Nicholas Hughes, Madison Hunter, Calvin Ivy, Trey Jackson, Cheyenne Johnson, Jacob Johnson, Pandora Johnson, Gunnar Jones, Kenny Cayley, Ethan Kaufman, Evan Kaufman. And now, taken from us far too early, from the members of the class of 2020, Jared Kearns, posthumous. Zackary Keeler, Colleen Keller, Blade Kelly, Theodore Kerper, Noah Kirchhoff, Zoe Kirk, Jameson Kirkwood, Catherine Knepp, Noah Knepp, Robert Kirkendall, Jana Lance, Liam Lane, Hannah Lance, Joshua Lobb, Jocelyn Lugo Garcia, Kyra Manbeck, Andrew Mank, Isabella Menino, Ritzi Maradiaga Lopez, Isaiah Marker, Jacob Maddie, Martin McCallips, Brennan McCann, Sydney McCoy, D'Artagnan McCracken, Sean McDowell, Aiden McKnight, Brittany McMahon, Alaina Mellinger, Chase Miller, Elizabeth Miller, Taylor Miller, Preston Milligan, Caden Milleron, Alexis Millisock, Connor Mills, Chase Mitchell, Tyler Mitchell, Nathan Moist, Jordan Moore, Jade Morningstar. Aaron Murphy. Zackary Myers. Jana Nardis. Jacob Neer. Victoria Nichols. Zayna Norton. Efrain Oliveras Perez. Sydney Orwig. Andrew Park. Joseph Parks. Parth Patel. Jalen Pellman. Haley Pena Schlegel. Madison Pent. Chloe Phillips. Chase Pollock. Braden Powell. Connor Price. Dylan Provan. Bryce Ramsey. Mackenzie Rauch. Sarah Ray. Jaden Ream. Madison Ream. Cassidy Reed. Cheyenne Reed. Madison Reed. Lydia Reeder. Brianna Reese. Caroline Reisman. Logan Renninger. Courtney Rhodes. Madison Rhodes. Darren Richard. Damian Ritter. Hunter Rolls. Blake Rossman. Colton Roush. Cody Royer. Haley Royer. Cooper Scheider. Jackson Scheider. Mason Scheider. Cole Schlegel. McKenna Cease. Logan Sharp. Chase Schaefer. Shawnee Sheeter. Jared Shelley. Layla Shimp, Richard Schoenberger, Amaya Shore, Haley Shore, Haley Schreffler, Sierra Smith, Dakota Smith, Evan Smith, Nathan Smith, Lauren Smoker, Anna Snook, Trevor Snook, Quentin Socia, Callista Salt, Aspen Souders, Mackenzie Spalding, Benjamin Spickler, Caden Spickler, Bailey Spiegelmeyer, Isaac Stewart, Takira Steinley, Morgan Stitt, Hunter Sutton, Blake Schwartz, Christian Swope, Pearl June Sylvester, Gavin Taylor, Brianna Teal, David Thiel, Jacob Treaster, Sophia Underhill, Julie Van Horn, Michael Van Horn, Garrett Vargas, Trevor Varner, Xavier Vega, Hunter Wagner, Jacob Wagner Jr., Katora Wagner, Madeline Wagner, Ryan Wagner, Sage Wagner, Ashton Walters, Johanna Walters, Hope Weaver, Tanner Weaver, Magdalene Webb, Crescencia Weber, Marissa Weitzel, Christina Wirt, Cordell White. Courtney Wilson. Alexis Wolfgang. Alaina Ward. Harley Woods. Clayton Ray. Tyler Wright. Brian Yetter. Hayden Yetter. Holden Yoakum. Noah Yoder. Jonathan Yorchek. Shannon Zalewski. Bailey Zent. Ladies and gentlemen, I proudly present Mifflin County High School Class of 2020. Congratulations. I would like to take one moment to have a private word with each of the graduates of the Class of 2020. I must confess that I spent a lot of time running through my mind exactly what I wanted to say to you as a class, given the fact that we did not have the same opportunities at practice for commencement and baccalaureate and our senior class meetings where I could express to you exactly how I felt. I want to say to you how proud I am for your resilience and your perseverance through what has been one of the most difficult years in education that I've ever experienced. And while we didn't have the ceremony and the pomp and circumstance like we wanted to have, and whereas this pandemic has caused a lot of heartache and strife across this great country of ours, you have persevered. You have overcome, and you are graduates of the class of 2020. And just as you have persevered through these difficult times, coming into the world on the heels of the September 11th tragedies, and concluding your high school graduation with a pandemic of COVID-19, I encourage you to continue that boldness, that perseverance, and resilience as you go out into the world, and I know you will make a difference. I want you to know from me as the principal of this high school how proud I am of each and every one of you. And I want to say thank you for cooperating as we work through this very difficult time. To parents and friends, you have much to be proud of. And I know that you are just as proud of them as we are. And I want to say to the class of 2020, you make us Husky proud. Thank you.
Have a Husky day.